Hello everybody and welcome back to another Figurehead Reviews video, and today we are taking a look at the Marvel Legends Iron Patriot, part of the Endgame Thor Build-A-Figure wave. Here we have the Iron Patriot displayed in the front window with the two Build-A-Figure pieces that he comes with, and then we have the Avengers Endgame logo down there at the bottom. On the side we have some artwork there of Rhodey in his Iron Patriot uniform, and that is going to be the same on both sides. On the back, we have an expanded shot of that artwork, and then we do have the read-up. Proud and powerful, the Iron Patriot is heavily armed, high-tech, and ready for battle. And then in the middle, we have all the other figures needed in this wave to complete the Thor Build-A-Figure. And in the bottom, we have the UPC code, so you can check with your local retailer to see if they have this in stock. But enough about that, let's get this open and take a look at the Iron Patriot. And here is Iron Patriot outside of his packaging, and let me tell you, while posing this guy around, I can say that this is the figure that we've really wanted in a War Machine style figure. Yes, I know it's Iron Patriot and I said War Machine, but still the arsenal that we get on this guy is very, very cool. Now, speaking of War Machine though, it would have been very simple for Hasbro just to get us a simple repaint of the War Machine that we just got in the Smart Hulk wave, but instead we actually have some new components to this figure. The legs are going to be the same, the lower torso is the same, and the hands and head are the same. Now, I will say the upper thigh does have a slight change, which allows you to port in that missile array that you see, but other than that, the sculpt is going to be the same, which means we get a new foot sculpt or feet, new upper torso, and new arms, which is really cool that Hasbro gave us all that. The arsenal that he has is very fitting for the bulkiness of this character. He's going to have those missile arrays on his thighs that I mentioned, and those are removable with a simple tab in. And then on the back side, you'll see these ports where we're going to be able to port in the missile array that goes over his shoulder, and those are going to go into the left and right lower ports. And then those are just going to sit over his shoulder and look pretty cool there with all just the missiles in there. I think that's neat. And then going to the back side again, you can see that we have holes there on the upper side of the upper torso. And that's going to allow you to port in the two blasters that are also going to sit over each shoulder. And those look really cool as well. Now, in standing straight up, Iron Patriot is coming in at about 7 inches tall, which makes him about 17.8 centimeters. And I think that extra height is due to the change in the feet and the upper torso. He's a little bit taller than the War Machine figure. But with that all being said, let's jump in. Let's get a closer look now at the sculpt work and paint here on Iron Patriot. And here is Iron Patriot up close and in detail, and we can see, again, that is the same head sculpt as the War Machine, but still very cool looking paint done on there. Pretty simplistic paint, but still very cool looking, and the eyes actually look like they came out pretty decent, and for the most part, actually, most of the paint looks like it was pretty accurate. We do see some marbling there going on. Taking a look there at the missile array, simple paint done there on the missiles, so we just get that silver, very cool. And then on the blasters, you get the red and blue little turbine thing there. I don't know, that's kind of neat. But yeah, the arsenal, like I said, I don't really have any complaints about that. And there's really no wrong way to put that in from what I can tell. But I didn't notice this big old back piece. What the heck is that? Huh, weird. But looking at the rest of the body here, so like I said, the upper torso is changed from War Machine. And that looks really cool, though. No real complaints there either. The paint looks like it came out pretty good. I'm liking the just some of the subtle detail, like it's not covered with a lot of paint, and I'm really liking this plastic too. This metallic blue really pops in my opinion. And then we do have the emblems on the on the shoulder. Anyone know what the FF, the 2718? Let me know if you know what that means. I think that's his Air Force insignia there. And then going down on the forearms, he does have another set of blasters there. They're not removable or anything, so I didn't really say anything about them. And the hand sculpts are pretty cool. We got a fist there on that side, and then an open gesture hand, well, a gripping hand really on that side. Looks like on the underside it's meant to have another weapon down there, and almost looks like maybe he's supposed to have another like missile array here on the side, but no real paint to help that stand out. Going down the rest of the figure, so again, simple paint, nothing crazy. I did mention that these can come off. They'll leave you with that port there, but you can take those off, and we do just have that simple red paint on it. And then the feet I mentioned were new, and you get some Big honking feet there. Man, yeah, crazy looking. But the sculpt work on him looks really good, and I like that. Very bulky figure. Now, the downside of all that bulkiness is he has pretty limited articulation, so his head can turn about that far side to side before it's going to hit that, and he can look down, not too bad, but he's not going to look up. He is going to hit the collar there if you try to get him to look up, so that's not happening. The arms can come up pretty fair amount, actually. There we go. The shoulder pads are going to be relatively soft, so that is going to allow you to move the arms up, and you do have full rotation. You have a bicep swivel, a big single-jointed elbow, which unfortunately does not get us a full 90 degrees, so that is a little bit disappointing. He does have rotation at the elbow, and then we do have a hinge and rotation on the hands, and I don't know if it's just mine, but this hand doesn't port in all the way over here. I really pushed and pushed. The only thing I haven't done is I haven't heated it up yet, but you can see the gap there. So it might just be an issue with mine, and I might just need to heat up the port there and pop it back in. But yeah, that's interesting. He does have a diaphragm joint that is going to allow for full rotation. However, it doesn't really give you any crunch forward. Gives you a little bit of crunch backwards, and then you do get a little bit of side-to-side pivoting there. So not too bad, but nothing crazy. No other waist articulation. The legs are about, that far. That's about it. He can kick forward, actually pretty high. Kick backwards, not much at all. Upper thigh cut. He does have double-jointed knees, but I really have to strain, to get this bottom knee joint to flex. There we go. Whew. So yeah, be aware of that. It is double jointed. You can get it to work, but it is just really, really stiff. And then he does have a hinge and ankle pivot, but same thing. This hinge was really stiff for me on both legs. So just be careful. You don't want to break any joints. And that is going to do it for this review, everyone. So overall, I do think this is a very cool figure, and as I mentioned, with Hasbro getting us the new parts, I think that is really, really cool that they went and did that. We could have just gotten, like I said, a repainted War Machine, but instead we got this. Now, the downside is the bulkiness on this guy makes him very hard to get in any sort of poses that are really anything beyond him just showing off his arsenal. So more than likely, this is probably going to be the pose that he's going to be in my collection, just because it is difficult to get him in anything else. So that is certainly a big downside to this figure. Otherwise, though, this is a really cool figure, and it does show off the arsenal that we have all wanted to see with Rhodey in his suit. So for that, I think it is worth a pickup. But as I said, that is it for this review, everyone. If you like this review, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe for more content just like this. Share the video, too, if you want to share it. I do appreciate that. But aside from that, thanks for watching my video, and have a great day.